Welcome to Optimal Timelines. My name is Sean, and this is going to be your September 2023 reading for your North Node by sign and house. Now, this is going to be a special report reading, which I'll get into in a moment. But if you're new to the channel, the reason I use the North Node as opposed to your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant sign in readings is it's recognized in astrology that your North Node is your North Star. It's your soul path. It's what you're here to learn and experience in this lifetime. And so you have much more in common with those that share your North Node as opposed to your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant sign. So it's much more accurate and relevant in tarot readings. Now, getting on to the special report. All of the astrology is pointing to the fact that between now, September 2023, throughout the end of this year, and then through 2024, there are going to be really great changes happening on the world stage within the collective. Depending on what country you're in, I mean, it's going to be a worldwide thing. My intuition is pointing to this, and also a lot of the astrology is pointing to this. So the reason for this reading is this is to help keep you on path for you, for your individual North Node. Because what can happen a lot is we all have our individual soul paths that we're experiencing day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year. But there is also a collective path that we're all on. For example, everyone listening to this reading right now experienced the year 2020 along with me and everybody else up until now. Okay, if you're watching this reading, you did. So we experienced that whole situation as a collective, but we also experienced it individually with our own soul path. And that's what these readings are geared toward. They're geared toward keeping you on your path, because no matter what happens in the collective, although we are affected by it, we have to achieve our best life and our optimal timeline with our soul path and not get distracted by what's going on, because there are going to be some major changes in the next 16 months on the world stage. And so this reading is reflecting what each North Node by sign and house is going to focus on and what they're going to learn during this period of time. So that's why, again, it is a special report reading. Now, you're going to want to watch two videos. You're going to want to watch one for your North Node by sign and one for your North Node by house. Okay? So with that, let me connect to the energies and then we can begin. I call upon my spirit guides and guardians and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see and hear this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. Okay, so this is going to be your monthly Tarotscope reading for September 2023 for everybody with their North Node in Aquarius and or the 11th house. Okay, so this is my special report September 2023 tarot spread. And your overall theme card here is the Two of Pentacles reversed. And with the King of Pentacles reversed, what I'm seeing is one of the themes that could be going on for you is a little bit of balancing of having to deal with issues of, property, finances, real estate investments, salaries, bonuses, things like that. But, money, in general is going to be a theme. And I feel like you're going to, at the other end of this, like through September, and then, but especially going on the next 16 months through the next, through 2024, you're going to navigate this by bonding. Like I see a bonding of relationships in your life, like becoming and relying closer to people around you. And there's going to be two things, and the reason for that. Number one is, so your timeline cards are, we're going to get into this. We have the Ace of Wands, and as I already mentioned, the King of Pentacles reversed. Then you've got the Page of Wands, along with the Two of Cups. And what I'm seeing happening for this period of time for you is, I see with these wands here, the spark of inspiration coming to you, but it's going to be in conjunction with working with others in your life, in your relationships. So family, friends, work. And I see this being, you being able to take this beautiful natural creativity most of you have, because if you have this north node, that means that you have your south node in Leo and or the fifth house. So you are naturally creative. But I see your creativity the next 16 months really working with other people and using it, and working with this creativity with others' creativity along with yourself, which is going to get you further ahead. So really what I'm saying is, whatever obstacles and challenges that could come up, I see them being worked out through your inspiration and closer ties with those around you. I see like a bonding. Now, this could even mean that new relationships will form during this period of time. I definitely see that for some of you. Yeah, romantic, yes, it could be, or estranged family members coming back together. It also could be just, or like new friends, even new work situations. But I see, yes, new relationships, or relationships that are currently, that you have, becoming stronger. And if this is this, whatever is going to go on, you're going to have the opportunity to use this great gift you have of inspiration and creativity to navigate this period of time really, really, strongly. Because for you in this lifetime, it's all about connection, to the collective, to the collective, the greater collective in your life, those that are close by. Now, your advice cards are, you've got the Eight of Wands reversed, and you've got the Knight of Swords. And this is really interesting, because these cards, when they're both upright, they kind of say a similar thing. The Eight of Wands is like moving forward quickly and swiftly, okay, with inspiration, which also the Knight of Swords is similar, but it's more of a like a physical movement even, okay, but it's also a movement of the mind. But what's interesting is you've got one reversed and one upright. So what this is saying here is that you are going to get this influx the next 16 months of inspiration and creativity. But what it's saying is, you want to direct it in the area of, like, through your thought process, okay, if that makes sense, and actually put it to like practical use, if that makes sense, because the Eight of Wands is just energy moving, but the Knight of Swords is energy moving with a purpose. It's being directed, and especially through mental energy. So what you're going to want to do is, you're going to want to take what's coming in, this influx of inspiration and creativity, and you want to process it through your mind in conjunction with relationships to others. And as I said, this is a period for you of really getting ahead in life. Okay. Um, what's stirring it along too is it's almost like I see you, for a lot of you, like really rising to challenges that come up. It's almost like, I've said this a lot throughout my life, and it's really interesting. When you look at heroes, not only in stories but real life heroes, so you look at like a firefighter who goes into a building, or you look at a hero who is, let's say, a human rights activist that goes into a dangerous situation, or even in books and myths and movies, okay? In order to be a hero, you have to have a situation that requires heroic action. So, in other words, if we had a world where it everything was like perfectly fine, nothing went wrong, okay, which is great in one way, but there would be no need for people to rise to an occasion to be heroes in any sense of the word. It's like if you are at a party, let's say, and you're just talking to people, and you meet someone and you find out their story. You're like, hey, what's your story? And let's say that they're like super successful and rich, and they tell you, yeah, I was born, and given away to an orphanage. I had no parents, and I wasn't adopted, and I was taken in by a family, and I had to struggle, and they were poor, and I had to like scratch my way up, and the whole, like, they work their way up from different obstacles, whatever that is, physical obstacles, mental obstacles, whatever, and then they became a success, and you're like, wow, like, stories like that are inspiring. You're like, wow, that's so amazing. And they ended up, not only successful but happy, having a family or a relationship in their life, whatever it is. Okay. Now, let's say you're at that same party, and let's say there's a person who you talk to and they're like really successful. And then they say, the same person, okay, but here's their story. Yeah, well, when I turned 18, I got, an inheritance from my grandfather. It was $2 billion, and I was able to like buy some stocks, and I started a company, and you know, so I'm doing great and all that. And you're like, oh, okay, great. So let's say they both were the same people with the same amount of success and money. The difference is that the second person didn't have to work for it. I mean, that's not really heroic, but their end result is the same thing. You're like, well, why isn't it the same? It's because we honor people that are able to overcome obstacles and become heroes. Okay. Even though the end result might even be less, if a person, like, let's say they got $2 billion and then created to 20 billion, and you have a person who started from nothing but just became a multimillionaire. It's much more impressive. It doesn't even matter the amount, because of that that's ingrained in us, and the archetypes of the hero overcoming all odds and obstacles. Okay. So the opportunity for you is that you naturally, if you're watching this video and you have a North Node in Leo, or excuse me, South Node in Leo, or South Node in the fifth house, you are a natural born hero. And you have that seeds of greatness in it with you. But in this lifetime, what you're doing is you're working with others in conjunction with other people, and using your creativity for helping others and helping the world around you. Okay. But what's happening here, even if it's just on a smaller scale, which is being the hero for your family, or being hero for the one you love, or for your community, whatever it is. That's what's happening with this. Okay, so don't take it lightly. This is really powerful for you. And what you want to do, as I said, with these advice cards are you want to mentally take this creativity while working with others and direct it into positive means. Okay, so yeah, very powerful time period for you. Rise to the occasion. Become the hero that I know you can be and will be. And even if it's on just every day, moving closer to that, every little battle you overcome, okay, is a win. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this reading was helpful to you. If you would like a personal life path reading where I look at your optimal timeline through the lens of evolutionary astrology, or if you have any questions or situations in your life that you would like a personal reading on, there's going to be a link in the description box below. And thank you so much again for watching. If you could hit that like button, be much appreciated. And we will see you again on some more videos. Many blessings.